Welcome to the class of Health and Physical Education, Unit 7 Physiology and Injuries in Sports. And today we are going to learn the topic that is bone injuries and joint injuries. We have learned different types of sports injuries. In that, previously we have covered different types of injuries. In that, we have learned the soft tissues injuries, which includes contusions, strain, sprain, abrasion, bruises, lacerations, incisions. These were the types of soft tissues injuries. Today we are going to learn another type of injury, that is bone injury and joint injuries. Now, what are the bone injuries? So here, bone injuries that are most commonly fractured during the practice, training and the competition in the sports. So these injuries arise during the practice, during the training and competition phase of the sports and games. So bone injuries are mostly related to the fractures. So fractures are located in the wrist, hand, ankle, foot and collarbone. These bones can break when too much pressure is being placed on them, such as from a direct blow or a bad fall. If you are having a direct hit, if you have had a bad fall where you cannot control yourself, you cannot have a good balance, then the chances of more of the fracture is there. Then because of this, bone are particularly vulnerable to fracture in contact sports such as football, basketball, kabaddi. So it is not compulsory that always the fracture used to been arise due to only due to the contact sports, but it also arise during the individual, but depends upon the way how you have fallen down, or how you have misbalanced, or you are not able to balance yourself in a better way. So due to that the fracture, or you are having an improper movement, so due to that the bone injuries arise, that is due to that fracture arises, the person may suffer from fracture. Now there are the various types of bone injuries that includes the fractures. We are going to learn about that. So there are the types of bone injuries. In that, first we are going to learn that is a simple fracture. So, what is simple fracture? A fracture without any wound, where the bone is broken at only one place, and is called as a simple fracture. Where you can find out that there is no wound, only it is internal, it is broken. The bone is broken. So it is known as a simple fracture. You can see in the picture given on side of the simple fracture. This has been considered as a transverse fracture also. The next one we are having, that is compound fracture. The word compound means it is considered as in, the word compound means the fracture that skin and the muscles are damaged. So here whenever the person used to have a fracture, such types of fracture, the skin and the muscles are damaged and the broken bone comes out through the skin. So you can see in the image which has been given aside that it has been considered a compound fracture. The next we are having, that is complicated fracture. So a complicated fracture, in that the bone is broken and damage the internal organs, that is nerves or arteries or tissues. These fractures are common in high jump and pole vault. So this is a picture which has been given aside, that is been related to the rib cage. So here what happens, that due to that fracture in that rib cage part, it also damages the internal part, the lungs. It damages our lungs. Depends upon the area in which the fracture has been there. So we are having, this is a complicated fracture where you are going to where the bone is being broken and it damages the internal organs also. That is a complicated fracture. The next we are having, that is green stick fracture. Now this green stick fracture is commonly seen in the children because their bones are soft and delicate. Due to that soft bone, what happens, that bone used to bend due to stress. If they are having anywhere, if they are having stress, then the bone may bend due to the stress. So image of this green stick fracture, it has been shown here. Otherwise what happens, that when they are having pressure on their hands, or there is too much pressure on their legs. For example, if they have jumped from the higher place or from the chair, then due to their weak bones, there are chances of getting these green stick fractures. The next we are having, that is comminuted fracture. Now, what is comminuted fracture? That is when the bone is broken into 3 or more pieces is called as an comminuted fracture. Such types of fracture is possible in motorcycle. You have seen on the bikes, due to the accident, such types of fracture may arise. It is not only related to the sports, but whenever any of the individual, when they have caused a severe accident, due to that accident, such types of fracture arise if they are having weak bones. So chances of comminuted fracture is more. So you can see in the picture on the side, where the bone is broken into more than 2 to 3 pieces. Then we are having sixth one, that is impacted fracture. Impact, the word impact tells us that too much pressure on that area. So whenever there is an impacted fracture, when it is been considered when the end of the fractured bone enters into the another bone, is called as an impacted fracture. So here either we may call as an femur bone, when the femur bone has got fractured, and it also used to damage other socket also, it also used to damage the socket. So it is been considered as an impacted fracture. So that means that one bone, when it impacts the another one, or it affects the other bone, that has been considered an impacted fracture. So in that impacted fracture, when the bone enters the another bone, it has been called as an impacted fracture. Then afterwards we are going to learn what are the causes of fractures, why fracture arises, why the person used to suffer from fracture. So here there is high impacted sports events where there is a lots of pressure. For example, if a person is going for a pole vault, so when a person used to fall above from the 4 meter 5 meters, so then what happens, that it is due to the when they are falling down, leaving the pole, that is too much pressure on their legs. So here, due to the high impact sports, such types of fracture arise. I have just given an example of the pole vaults. Rest of many other games are there which are high impacted sports event. Then we are having traumatic or forceful and improper movement. If the movement is not proper, if the natural movement is not there, that is been considered unnatural movement. So due to the trauma, due to the forceful and improper movement, also causes the fracture. Then long distance running or walking continuously, if you are running for a longer distance and if you are walking, then chances, due to the more and more stress on particular area or on the limbs, here what happens, the chances of fractures are more because of the continuous movement on that particular area. Then we are having sudden fall on the hard surface. All of a sudden, a person, when they are running on the road, maybe all of a sudden they have fallen down and the surface is hard, either on the you may see that the players, those who are playing basketball, while playing they used to have a fall, and the surface, maybe the cemented surface is there, then the chances are more to get it fractured. So sudden fall on a hard surface, any of the hard surface. Then direct strike or hit with solid equipment. If an athlete have got a direct strike or hit with a solid equipment, for example, if they used to in a football, when a person they are playing, when the goalkeeper is saving the goal, at that time the chances are more that he may get strike towards the pole, and the chances of getting fractured is more. Direct strike or hit with a solid equipment, or you can see the players, those who are playing the hockey, and when they are taking a shot, at that time it happens that due to the movement of that hockey stick, it may strike to the opponent. So direct strike or the hit with the solid equipment also causes the fracture. Then one of the causes is osteoporosis, when the persons are having the weak bones. and due to that they also cause a it also causes fracture. So what are the preventions when we are talking about the bone injuries? What are the preventions? The prevention, as we have learned previously, for this soft tissues injuries, the same preventions are here, like that player should perform the adequate warming up before practicing in sports and games. All part of the body should be exercised well. Proper conditioning should be done in the preparatory period or preparatory phase. Then players should not continue to play during the stage of fatigue, when they are, because during the stage of the fatigue or during the stage of the exhaustion, there is more and more stress on their body, and due to, if they are still continuing, then the chances of fracture is more. So here the player should not continue to play during the stage of fatigue. Then good officiating qualities or officials is essential for preventing fracture. Then players should be very careful and alert during the practice and the competition. The alertness should be there. They should be aware about their movement, proper movement. Their movement should be natural. Then sports equipment should be of good quality. Then scientific knowledge is very much essential for the maintaining the bone health and preventing the fracture. Protective equipment they should wear during the games and sports. Then balanced diet should be taken so that the deficiency of the calcium and vitamin D may not weak the bone. So that's why what happens, that they should take a balanced diet, because the deficiency of the calcium and vitamin D may weak the bones. So that's why they need to take in their diet vitamin C and natural vitamin D with the help of the sunlight. Then bone density may also decreases. So that's why the prevention is that they should take a proper balanced diet, so that they do not reduces or they do not have the reduction in the bone density. Then training and competition areas should be clear of hazard. It should be smooth. It should be away from the hazard. Many times it happens that during the skating ring, whenever the athletes or the players, those who are having the those who are performing the skating, at that time it happens that when the areas are too much smooth, or if they are not having a proper surface, then the chances of more they used to get slip and they used to get hurt. So they need to wear the helmet, they used to wear the elbow guard, knee guard, everything is to be wear. They need to wear this equipment, they need to wear this proper equipment, preventive equipment or protective equipment, which helps them to get away from the prevent from the injuries. So we have learned the causes of the fracture, and we also learned the prevention of the fractures. The next topic we are going to learn, that is joint injuries. Now, what are the joint injuries? So joint injuries occurs in knee, ankle, wrist, shoulder and elbow. So you can also find these joint injuries in our fingers also. These joint can swell and suffer from inflammation and redness, making them immobile and limiting their range of the motion. Now, what due to this joint injuries, what happens at that area where they have suffered from the injuries in that joint, they used to have a swelling, a little bit swelling. They will be having inflammation and redness in that area. That will also going to bind their movements, so they cannot move their arms or limbs properly where they have got the injuries. Then dislocation of the joints can occur in a contact sports like football, basketball, hockey, etc. and many more. Joint injuries often occurs due to the fall from the bicycle, falling in a contact sport and car accident, or it is not only related, as I have told you, that this injuries is not only related to the sports, but it is also these injuries are also being suffered by the normal person, those who are not playing the sports. If they are not having a proper balance, if they could not balance either a vehicle, or they could not balance their body during the run or during the driving the vehicles, so here the chances of these injuries is more. So they can range from their sprain, fracture and dislocation. So what happens, this leads towards the sprain to the fracture and then dislocation. The chances are more, because continuous movement is there, then the chances are more that they may have the dislocation of their limbs. Now dislocations are of related to the elbow, ankle, knee, finger. Then we are going to learn the topic of dislocation of the lower jaws, shoulder joints, hip joints, and wrist. So let us learn one by one. Now there are the types of joint injuries. So dislocation of the lower jaws. So you can see in the picture on the side that the two boxer, they are boxing, and you can see when the another one is having a punch, you can see the punch is exact to the lower jaw. And why it occurs? When the chin strikes any other object forcefully, and this dislocation causes in sports like boxing, contact game, where you can find out that mouth is open wide. So here when you are having a during you, because it is very natural that whenever you are engaged in any of the sports or game event, at that time if you are just taking a breath, and if you don't you are not aware about your face or jaws, then here what happens due to the if you are having loose or wide open mouth, then the chances of more that due to the punch, the lower jaws gets dislocated. So it occurs due to the when the chin strikes any other object forcefully. Then we are having dislocation of the shoulder joints. So in our shoulder you can find out that we are having the on the side of the picture, you can see that we are having the humerus bone, and we are having a socket on the other side, where the humerus bone used to come out of the socket, or used to be away from that socket. So dislocation of the shoulder joints is due to the sudden jerk or fall on a hard surface where the end of the humerus comes out from the socket. This type of dislocation can be seen in the combat sports, mostly like wrestling. You have seen the WWF previously, the channels they used to come, and how they used to give jerk to their shoulders, and the chances of dislocation of the shoulder joints are more in that. So dislocation of shoulders are due to the sudden jerk or fall on the hard surface. Either you fall down on your shoulder part, but if it is the surface is hard, then the chances of shoulder dislocation is more. Then another type of dislocation is dislocation of hip joints. Now many times it happens that dislocation of hip joint occurs due to the putting the maximum strength where the end of the femur come out of the socket. Femur bone on the come out. You can see on the picture the red circle is being done, and you can see the picture on your left side, and on your right side the circle is being there, and you may see the difference between both. So here dislocation of the hip joints occurs due to putting the maximum strength or maximum pressure is being put on that bone where the end of the femur comes out of the socket. The same thing, these all are being related to the combat type of sports or contact sports, or you are having a sudden fall or on a hard surface, fall on a hard surface. So due to this dislocation of joints also occurs. Then we are having dislocation of the wrist. So you can see in the picture on the side the dislocation of the wrist, how the wrist has been dislocated. You can see the shape of the wrist. So dislocation occurs due to the miscalculated fall, when you are not having an idea that how much that where I have to land properly, or you are not having a proper movement. You are not able to balance your body. Your fall, whatever the fall you are having, that is not calculated. So here what happens due to miscalculated fall during the course of the sports or games, where the athlete uses his or her hand to break the fall or to stop themselves. What happens? They used to have a fall, and in order to save themselves, what happens? The dislocation of wrist is more. So mostly in the game of judo and in the wrestling, where you can find out this wrestling and this judo, where they are having a fall, where the athlete or the players are having a fall on the mat. At that time when they are having a miscalculated type of fall, or they have kept their hands loose, they don't know, they are not aware about the fall, that how much gap is there between their hands and towards the mat. So here the possibilities are more to get the wrist dislocated. It is not only related to this type of combat game. Also, you may also see where the movements, where you are having more movements of the wrist. The games or those sports where the wrist are being used more. So here the dislocation of the wrist is more. But you need, if you are having a weak muscles on the wrist area, then what happens, the dislocation chances are more. So these are the dislocations we have learned related to the joint injury. So we have learned four types of dislocation: dislocation of the lower jaw, shoulder joints, hip joints, and wrist. There are the preventions, and the preventions as we have learned previously, the same preventions that before doing any of the performing any of the activity, always you should have a adequate warm up. Proper warm up should be there, proper conditioning should be there, should be done before the preparatory period. Then stretching exercise should be included in the warming up. Then players should be careful and alert during the practice and competitions. Protective equipments or gear they should wear before performing any of the games or sports or performing any of the activity. Practice should be discontinued if they used to suffer from fatigue during the fatigue time period or during the exhaustion. Players should have a good anticipation and concentration power. Good anticipation means, as we have just now, as we were talking about the dislocation of the wrist, so they should be having a very good anticipation and concentration power. They should be able to anticipate that at what degree I am going to fall, and I need to fall in such a way so that I can prevent the injuries, different types of injuries. So here the player should have a good anticipation and the concentration power also. Always obey the rules and regulations which are being always obey the rules and regulations, and whatever the decisions are being given by the officials, you need to follow the decisions to avoid such types of injuries. Perform regular exercise around your shoulder, hip, wrist, and joints. Wherever you are having the joint areas, we need to have a proper regular exercise. Avoid fall or hit as far as possible. Then proper physical fitness is essential for preventing the dislocation of joints. So there are the various preventions are also given for the joint injuries. Mostly when we are learning related to the sports injuries, many of these preventions are common. So these preventions you can write by your own also. If the question is being asked related to the sports injuries, you can write the preventions by your own. You can imagine, you can think that what are the injuries can be possible and what care I should take so that I can prevent the injuries. So this you can preventions you can write by your own also. So today we have covered two topics, that is bone injuries and joint injuries. So you can prepare the notes as here it has been given in the video. You can also prepare the notes from this according to yourself. In case of any doubt, you can message or you can comment. Thank you.